Hey everybody, I'm back. Welcome back to the Doc of Detox live Q&A show. Okay, before we jump in here, I want to talk about a couple things. Most of you must know that I spend a lot of time during the week calling back people. And a lot of people will call up and go, I don't want to bother you. I'm so sorry to bother you. Please don't ever do that. It's my honor, my pleasure to answer your questions. Anyways, I like to pick a couple from the day that we're doing the Q&A or whatever we're doing. I like to pick things fresh, okay? So I was just talking to a lovely woman. She's single. She has a daughter. She'd like to have a better relationship with her. What she doesn't understand and what she's starting to understand, because until you know, you don't know. And, you know, until you finally wake up, you don't know you were asleep, is that she never has really truly loved herself. And I keep harping on about this because it's true. People think they know what love is. You know, I'll have people come here from all over the world, or people coming for consultations. Oh, I know what love is. Yeah, they do know what love is. They know what the type of love that their family have, but they don't know what true love is. True love is totally honoring, respecting, and forgiving yourself totally for everything you've ever done or everything you're ever going to do. Because guess what? We're taught through even some religions that unless we judge ourselves, and if we forgive ourselves too fast, we just might destroy ourselves and the whole world. What are we, like crazy? When's the last time that you actually did something and it was supposedly not right and you didn't beat up on yourself? Everybody beats up on themselves. Can you remember when you were younger and your parents would punish you? Well, guess what? They didn't need to. You were already punishing yourself. This is a punishment world that we live in. This is a judgment world. It's not an observing world, okay? And it's not fair, okay? We are not a justice system. We are a punishment system, okay? So anyways, I'm talking to this lovely lady that she's got a young daughter, and I was talking to her, and she goes, oh, well, that would be selfish. And I said, you want to know something? I am really tired of people going, that would be selfish of me. First of all, that word selfish, oh no, we wouldn't want to be too selfish. Okay, so here's the deal. Most people, the majority of the population, are not selfish enough to know what they need to stay healthy, to love themselves, and to have a beautiful life here. Now, did you ever have somebody say, oh, you're so selfish? Well, do you know what that person was saying to you? Why aren't you living my life? Why aren't you doing what I want you to do? I have not called any of my children or any of my friends selfish in a quarter of a century, because it's not true. People call people selfish when they're having a tantrum. Did you hear me? Oh, you're so selfish. Your mother and father used to say that. Your boyfriend would say that. Your husband would say that. Okay? Your wife would say that. Okay? All right. You hardly ever have any children saying it. You mainly have parents saying it, because guess what? When children want to start breaking away and they want to start having their own authentic thoughts, that's when parents will go, you're so selfish, right? Whereas if, you had children and they weren't helping around the house, you wouldn't call them selfish. You'd say, hey, come on, let's be a team player here. You know what? We all make the mess. We all clean the mess. It's called working together. And if you can work together with your family, then you'll be able to work together with the world and with your girlfriend, husband, wife. The way you treat yourself and you treat your family, you're going to treat everybody else. It's not like it's going to be like, oh, it's different. So that's why we got to learn how to totally love, honor, and respect ourselves. So selfishness, okay. Far as I'm concerned, okay, like I said, my father was a pastor, and he would tell me I was selfish all the time, because I didn't do his bidding. I wasn't selfish. I was trying to hang on to my authentic self. So understand, if you hear things that are different from me, I don't think like anybody else. And definitely, can I tell you something? I don't want to think like anybody else, because that means I'm not thinking. You have to be willing to test the rules. Not just bend them, but break them. I'm a rule breaker. I know that. And I'm going to continually break the rules. If they don't meet my vibration of loving me and caring for me, I'm breaking them. I don't care. I don't care if they've been around. I don't care if they're in this book that everybody follows. No matter what the book is, how old it is, when it was written. If it doesn't honor and respect and protect the life that I want, it goes. Because guess what? Any book that was ever written was manipulated. So understand something. There's a certain vibration of people. There's a certain vibration of food. There's a certain vibration of rules. But I only have one rule. And that's total love. Because without total love, you'll never have total healing. You can only heal as great as the beliefs that you have. If your beliefs are limiting beliefs, that you're unworthy, then you're never going to have a very good healing. And understand something. Right now we're shooting, her name is Janice. And if you looked on Facebook or you see, we're going to put it all together. But I worked on her hands. They're all twisted, big knuckles of scar tissue and crystallization. I worked on there for only 20 to 25 minutes. Got rid of this big, ugly thing that nobody could get rid of. Acupuncture, massage, chiropractic, physio. And I did it in 25 minutes. So guess what? So because you have to understand, every time somebody said, ooh, what's wrong with your hands? Or every time she looked at her hands, which would be quite often, she would get upset about it. Where do you think that anger and the hate for her hands would go? Into her hands. So I worked on just the top part of the knuckles. That was it. Nowhere else. And it swelled her whole arm right up to her elbow. So her daughter, that's in the medical profession, told her mother that she needs to call a doctor and go to the hospital right away. And you know how when you have blood disease, there could be this red line going up. I go, are you kidding? I release so much negative emotion from this area because it's issues in the tissues. It couldn't stay here or else the hand would have to be that big. So it had to spread out all the way up to the elbow. And she called me yesterday. Oh my God. Only worked on her on Friday. I warned her about all of this, but her mind doesn't take it in because she's not trained that way. So she comes in today and there's not a lot there. There's some swelling. That's about it. It's looking really amazing. The arthritic part is 70% down. Go figure, right? So then we went and worked on our energy medicine, which you'll see if you decide to watch it. But anyways, all I'm trying to say is this. You're all programmed to freak out. When you lose it, they take it. When you lose it, they take it. So don't lose yourself. Don't freak out. Don't have a reaction. And if you want to call me, call me. I'm not going to stop you from going for emergency care, but why are you making yourself into an emergency in the first place? Well, because it's 3:15 and it's time to freak out. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. So I'm working on two master classes. One is called I Am Woman, okay? And the other one is called How to Thrive and Survive on Planet Earth, which I'll be releasing that one in about 5 weeks and the other one in about 2.5 months. So what's going on with me? Well, I'll be in Florida next week. March the 7th, I'll be in Melbourne. It's 45 minutes outside of Orlando. And I'll be lecturing, doing a 2-hour lecture called Mind Over Medicine at 11:40 a.m. And then another one doing cancer and inflammation scar tissue issue at 4:30 until 6:30. So if you want, you can visit Facebook or give our office a call and we'll help you out there. Then I'm going to be in Toronto Thursday, April the 3rd until May the 3rd. April the 30th until May the 3rd. I'm doing 4 lectures. One is an all-day lecture, and then I'm doing 3 more lectures. So if you want to check those out, you'll see information on my website. And if you go to events, events at the top bar of my page, you'll see everything listed that I'm going to be doing and what's coming up, okay? What else do I have to say? Oh, the April certification course for the Whole Life Coach non-surgical is sold out. The one in July has only 4 more spots left in it. And then we have another full 21-day training in Orlando in September and another one in Palm Springs. Check it out at itioh.com, International Training Institute of Health, okay? So what are our upcoming shows? Well, this Wednesday, we have vaccines, unintended consequences with Andrew Wakefield. You're not going to want to miss this. That's a live show. And then on Monday, we're going to do the Q&A of that. So my regular Monday Q&A will be next Tuesday, okay? And all you practitioners out there, there's a practitioner meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? All right, let's get right to the questions. Okay, here we go. Sherry from YouTube. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. I have pain and lack of mobility in my thumb and joints, and it locks. Joint at the base of my thumb is much larger than my other thumb. Calcification. Well, it's calcification, scar tissue, and crystallization. I'm taking your curcumin cayenne and your tea. What else can I do? Okay, what else can you do? All right, here's the deal. Let me see here. I guess I could try to show this, but what else can you do? First of all, I want to tell everybody something. Our curcumin cayenne 5000 is such an amazing product. I mean, it's the best curcumin in the world, best cayenne, and I that I know of. And 1 second. That's it right here, okay? And believe it or not, might sound crazy, I take 3 or 4 of these 3 to 4 times a day. Yeah. Okay. This is one of the most inexpensive products, but for reducing inflammation in the body, there is nothing better. There is absolutely nothing better in the world. I'm telling you, not that I know of. Okay. And the other thing I do is I use the fulvic acid, because fulvic acid is the best chelator in the world. Okay. Nothing chelates better than fulvic acid. Let me see here. Right here. And that's fulvic acid. So I put that in my drinking water, and I do the curcumin cayenne. Understand something. Let me see here. Yeah, Sherry, understand this. So, how do you stay healthy? You totally reduce inflammation on a mental and physical level. Boom. Okay, so that means you get rid of inflammatory people, inflammatory food, inflammatory habits, okay? And definitely inflammatory thoughts, all right? Now, the other thing that you want to do, okay, here we go. So, let me see. I'll put my leg up. How's that? Can you see my leg, my knee? Okay, so now I wouldn't usually have a long sleeve shirt on. So she said it was in her thumb, right? So you want to work this area here. So what I would do is right in between the first finger and the thumb, you want to come right in between there with your elbow and start breaking that up. But you know what? Unless you're going to go in there and you're going to connect to your lion heart breathing, you know what? This is what we're actually going to do, okay? We're actually going to do this. We're going to show how to do Wolfe non-surgical, but that's not going to happen until I get rest of these other master classes done. And we're going to actually show how you can work on different joints of the body. You won't be able to work everywhere, but we're going to give that to you. Okay? All right? You know, the craziest thing that I think is how practitioners hold back their information, because it's like, you know, they have such dysfunctional beliefs that we're actually going to run out of sick people. There's the biggest joke in the world. We're going to run out of sick people. I mean, you know what? The whole healthcare system is sick. All right. All right. So you're going to go in with your elbow and you're going to go different directions. So I can come in like this. I can come this way, you know, and I'm going to work right on top of the joint right here. I'm going to work in here on this joint, and then I'm going to turn it over and work in on the thumb pad, and you can do that. You can also get some what's called our pain away, and you can also get what's called our structure moringa oil, okay? And you mix those together, and you put a little bit on the thumb pad, because our structure moringa oil is the most nutritious of all oils. And then you can get in there with the bottom of a bottle. This one's too big. I need a smaller one. This one's a little too big too. But you get the edge of a smaller bottle, like I would say our 30 ml bottle would be the best. And you go in there and you can really start to break things up. And you'll hear crunching and grinding. You'll even feel it. You're not hurting yourself. That's the crystallization and the calcium. And the other thing you want to do is then you want to rub on the joint areas where we put the DMSO gel. It's very strong, okay? And you only use just a little tad on the joint area, okay? And then around the whole thumb pad and the joint, you can rub DMSO, it's rose cream, okay? You can get it from us. And you rub that on there 3 times, maybe 4 times a day. And then you put on top of that, it's called Pain Away. Pain Away essential oil. Yeah, right here. The blue bottle. Okay? That's called Pain Away. All right? And guys, I got to tell you, these bottles that we have our products in, they are an Egyptian glass. So the product doesn't allow the light or radiation to go in and break it down. And understand, I give you a money-back guarantee that our essential oils will outdo the oils that you're using right now, probably. Okay? All right? I've been making oils for over 30 years. Not me, but my alchemist is, and he's 82 years old right now. Okay? And then his son is going to take over. So it's not like we just got into this thing, right? Okay, let's keep moving. And then, you know, you could use like a vibrator on the area. And the other thing that you're going to do, if you don't want to do that, do this every day, okay? Always skin brush. So get yourself a natural skin brush. And skin brush your, and especially if it's tender, if it's really tender and inflamed, right? Then you want to get a skin brush, and you want to skin brush the whole hand. Don't go near the thumb if it's inflamed right away. Go around the whole hand and do that. And then you can also use Epsom salt glow. Look in the back of my book, Healthy to 100. And if you haven't got a copy, just call into the office. You'll pay the shipping. That's it. And we'll send you out a free book. But in the back, the skincare part, how to do the salt glow. Make the Epsom salt glow, and then what you do is you take the Epsom salts in your hand, and you go like this, and if it's too tender around the thumb, do the rest of the hand. Because guess what? If you can get the area around the hand and really get in there and Epsom salts and, well, skin brush, and then Epsom salts glow your wrist, and really get in there and get the circulation going. And then scrub on here, scrub each individual finger, scrub here, and by the time you get to the thumb, the inflammation is gone because you just got rid of the physical block around the area, so the circulation come in. Then you can gently go in and start skin brushing salt glow, using some of the DMSO and using the Pain Away essential oils. And understand something, the reason why people don't get well is because they don't focus on themselves enough. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Don't do that. That would be selfish. Oh, you're so selfish. You're so selfish. Look at the time you spend with yourself. Let me tell you something. Men don't usually care about spending time with themselves unless it's sports or working out. And then women never have time because they're looking after their men and all the children. You're not selfish. You better be selfish enough to know what your needs are, or you're going to fall apart like your mother and your father. Did you hear what I said? And your grandfather and your grandmother. And then you might be lucky and they might be still okay, but that's really getting wore out really quick because we have lost nature. And, mankind is not kind, and we've been manipulated. Okay? All right. So that's what I would do about the thumb. Okay? Amanda, why is it so hard to do mirror work? I tried it today. Well, I'm pretty sure I heard my subconscious laughing at me. I had to turn around to see if there might be anyone behind me, and I'm 27. Hey, you know what, Amanda? Guess what? You got this, girl. Just even sending me this and saying this shows you want it, and you don't care what other people think. Let me tell you something, Amanda. I don't care what anybody else thinks, and I don't even care what my subconscious thinks, because your subconscious, when it's not thinking about the total goodness of you, it's not your thoughts. It's someone else's. And understand something. I'll tell you right now, okay? All right? When I was younger and I was coming about a teenager, okay? If I was in the mirror too long, okay, and I was just doing my hair or trying to check something out, my pimple or something like that, my father would give me a cuff in the ear. Why? Don't be so self-centered, right? Meanwhile, my father could never love himself, could never love us, and I'm not holding a grudge against him. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not holding a grudge against him, okay? He had enough trouble, okay? Just think about it, not loving yourself. Well, there's a problem, isn't it? And guess what? And we're taught not to. Keep practicing this. Keep practicing. Hey, listen, everybody. If you haven't gone to Facebook and taken a look at Tim and Tara that were here for the personal treatment and training, they went on because they wanted to share this with people to show them where the average couple's at. And you'll see even Tim, who's a beautiful man, a strong man, break down in tears because he's never loved himself when we were doing the mirror work right here. Now, that's what I call a Braveheart hero. Not these guys who shut down their emotions, can't talk to their women, can't talk to their children, can't open up emotionally. That's why we're so screwed up. So understand something. So she says, why is it so hard to do mirror work? Well, because guess what? Women don't look at themselves. They look in the mirror, but they don't look in their eyes. They look at their face. They look at their makeup. They look at their hair, and they're out of there. How many people go to the bathroom and look in the mirror and go, Darrell, today I will love, protect, honor, respect you first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Well, because if you're not going to do that, then guess what? You're going to lose a piece of you every day, emotionally and physically, because guess what? You live with terrorists. You have friends that are terrorists. My gosh, healthcare is terrorism. I'm going to tell you something. You can't give what you're not. Unless you totally love yourself, you can't give that to anyone else. I talked to a beautiful lady today, and she said, I have no patience for my daughter, and I have no patience for myself. And she said, the other day when you talked to me, Darrell, I realized something. I'm continually judging myself, so I'm very impatient with my daughter because I'm impatient with myself. And I said, there it is right there. So until you learn to love yourself, you are going to kick the living crap out of your daughter. You can only give what you have. Keep working on this, Sherry. Let me see here. Amanda, my apologies. So Amanda, I want you to keep working on this and don't back away, okay? Because your subconscious is going to laugh at you. Because the more something excites you, the more will scare your subconscious. Now I need you to write that down. The more something excites you, the more will scare your subconscious. And when it does, all you got to do is this. Right? 3, 2, 1, I got this. When you count backwards, 3, 2, 1, that takes it from your subconscious mind, puts it into your conscious mind. Because you've got 1 second, girl, 1 second before you click the old program in your subconscious that you're unworthy, and who in the hell would love you anyways? You're ugly and you smell. No, I'm kidding. The reality is that's your subconscious. It will tell you any lie and it will justify, and it will make you cry, even though you may looking for the most happy, healthy life possible. It's going to stop you because your subconscious, you know your brain? Your brain is not the intelligent part of you. Your brain is just the chemist. Your brain is just a computer. Now say that to yourself. So understand something. So your subconscious is 90% of your brain. It only stores programs. And the programs, we know that 70 to 90% of the programs in every human being are toxic. Tell me they're not. I want anybody who thinks they know what love is. I want anybody that thinks that they've got it, that they know it, that they are it, to come on my show. Now, you got to spend an hour with me, and I'll prove to you within 15 minutes you don't know what love is. Just like you don't know what a good poop is. If I say to people, hey, do you have a good, how's your diet? It's good. No, it's not. No. I know what a good diet is. Okay? I know what a good diet is. A good diet is something that's going to make you healthy. All right? It's going to, I know what love is because that person walks in the room and they glow. That person doesn't care what other people think of them. Now, when I say that, like you go, oh my God, he's so arrogant. Oh, really? I don't care what you think about me. I love you anyway. And I don't care what you think about me loving myself totally. If I did, then I wouldn't love myself totally, which means I'd have to hurt myself, which means I'd be running some kind of a hate program. How's that one? How deep does the rabbit hole go? I'll tell you how deep it goes. Deeper than people are willing to look, because just looking in the mirror is tough enough, isn't it? Forget the rabbit hole. I have a tendency to hypoglycemia. What happens when you do the advanced? Well, first of all, if you have a tendency for hypoglycemia, you have a tendency not to eat right and not to drink right. Believe it or not, a lot of times hypoglycemia, excuse me, everybody, hypoglycemia will actually be caused because of dehydration, and you don't even know it. Okay, hypoglycemia will be because of you're eating foods that process too fast in the body and not enough fiber. You can't have hypoglycemia if you have a high fiber diet. And I'm not talking about bran flakes, okay? I'm talking about real, live, whole plant-based foods. All right, everyone? I have a tendency for hypoglycemia. What happens when you have advanced water fasting? Well, first of all, when you go on advanced water fasting, if you do ATP, all right, or you do Divine Vine, which is similar. Well, ATP helps that's the best one. ATP supercharges your mitochondria. So you're not going to have hypoglycemia if you do an advanced water fasting, along with our Ormus minerals and our fulvic acid. It's not going to happen. Did you hear what I said? It's not going to happen. So you can call me and I can help to guide you. And understand something. Do you know how many people call me because they know they can call me and they're calling me having a panic attack, and I can talk them out of that panic attack within 15 seconds to 30 seconds? You heard what I said. And it's just time to have a panic attack. Oh, look at it. It's 3:15. Time to have a panic attack. If you're not willing to change your personality, you'll never change your reality, which means you'll never change your program. Okay? I'm fearful. I'm fearful of doing it. Well, there you go. Then don't do it. You know what? You got to push past your fears. Everybody's fearful. Everybody's fearful so much that I can't have a half-decent conversation with people. Okay? All right? Lewis, how many people come in and apologize for taking my time? Apologize and say they're sorry. Call me up and apologize and take like 30 seconds telling me how I know you're so busy, and they apologize. No, it goes on all day. And it's the only thing that drives me crazy is that the whole world is sorry, sorry, sorry. And, they're talking to the great Dr. Wolfe. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I've had 3 bowel movements today. How great is that? I guess it's pretty good. But, I poop like everyone. I eat like everyone. okay? And I have family problems like everyone, okay? I have crises in my life like everyone, but it's called I take action. I don't have a reaction, okay? So I just do things differently. There is nothing, you know what? The day that we start admiring people or praising people too much, like movie stars or sports people or me, you know, like, look at me, talk to me, please, okay, and know that I am so honored to help you, to work with you. You need to get this, everyone. I am honored to work with you. All right, I just want to make that really clear, because today I thought I was going to go. Okay, let me see here. I had to turn around to, okay, nope. Fast, fearful, I will lose energy and have low sugar. Please help a bunch. Well, Ron, I think what you need to do, Ron, is book for a consultation. Then you're going to get my full attention, okay? The more fearful you are, the more you need me to help to support you create the perfect day, all right? And listen to me. Anybody who talks like this, Ron, I'm fearful, it's a problem up here, not in your tummy, buddy, okay? Paulina, we recently lost our dog for 9 years. What is the best way to approach this for 5 and 2-year-old kids? Buy a puppy. You don't try. Okay, first of all, what was the dog's name? Let me see here. Okay, let's say the dog's name was Rover. There you go. There you go. So the dog's name is Rover. So if they were my kids, I'd go, you know what? Rover's left. And Rover's gone where everybody goes, okay? And you can call it heaven. I don't know where we actually go, but you can call it heaven because that's a beautiful place. And Rover went on to another adventure. And nobody really knows what happened to Rover. We do know that Rover's spirit lives on. We do know that even rocks have vibration. Rocks have spirit. You know that rocks grow? Bet you didn't know that. So there you go. For something to grow, it has to be alive. Go figure. Okay, back to our story. So if they were my children, I'd go, you know what, guys? Rover left. And it was time for Rover to leave because Rover's going on to a new adventure. And what does that mean, Daddy? Well, that means that Rover may become something else. I don't know. Or maybe Rover will come back for a new family and have a new adventure. So do you know what Rover would want us to do? What, Daddy? Rover would want us to think about him or her, whatever your dog was. And when we do, think about all the fun, all the smiles, all the laughs that we had with this beautiful spirit. And Rover would want us to go and buy another puppy. Really? Yeah, let's go out and pick one. There it is. It's over. Oh, no. I know what we should do. We should talk about how we miss Rover so much because our hearts are empty. And Rover took up at least 30% of my heart. And when Rover left, I went grieving. And you know what? And if you don't grieve, then there's something wrong with you. And the longer you grieve, the more you loved Rover. Are you kidding me? Is that whole suffering gets us closer to God thing? Seriously? Seriously. So don't do that to your children. And I'm not saying you are. I'm talking to everybody out there. So I would say, hey, Rover would want us to go buy a new puppy for you guys. Okay? Really? Yeah, because Rover went on for a new adventure, and now we're going to bring a puppy home, and we're going to have a new adventure. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? And they're all going to be going, yeah, you're right. So when you go to bed tonight, you just say hello to Rover and talk to Rover and talk to Rover anytime you want. Okay? But what we're going to do is go out and get a new puppy, and tonight when you go to bed, talk to Rover and tell Rover that we're going to get a new puppy. That's what I would do. But you know what? We've been taught death, dying, disease. And you know what? I can remember when I was younger, believe it or not, maybe not your family, but actually this is true. that you should at least grieve for 1 year when someone dies. And guess what? They don't die. They leave. They leave. They leave the body behind, but they leave. It's like getting out of the car, right? They get out of their vehicle and they leave. They don't want the vehicle anymore. They're on to something new. And you know what? So guess what happens when you grieve? You get depressed, don't you? Listen, my uncle passed away, and it was the last person to pass away in my family. And when he passed away from prostate cancer, it kind of hit me. I could feel the blood leaving me, and I wanted to smoke a cigarette, and then I grabbed myself and I went, "Whoa, 3, 2, 1, you got this. Okay, start focusing on Uncle Don and all the beautiful things you learned." Boom, I came right back. Okay, all right. So believe it or not, I didn't tell a couple of my kids because I knew if I told them, because they haven't learned that people don't die, they just leave. Okay? Their spirit leaves. I knew that it was just going to go. They were just going to go in a tailspin. And especially when everybody else in the family was going in a tailspin that already knew this. So they found out about 3 weeks later. So when they found out, it didn't hit them as hard. Do you understand? So you can go, well, why didn't you tell them? Well, because sometimes people are dangerous for themselves, aren't they? Okay. All right. Do you know how to love, honor, and protect and respect yourself? I don't think so. Most people don't. Okay. And that's one of the biggest things today. That's one of the biggest problems going on. Anyways, that's what I would do with the puppy. Can you turn the heat off if it's on? And the fireplace, please. Okay. Let me see here. What's your opinion on anti-radiation stickers for cell phones? Well, I don't have stickers, but what I have is called a cell guard. And I can tell you right now that in all the testings that have been done, we don't have one here. Maybe you can tell them to bring in a cell guard. But our cell guards are the best protectors for cell phones. You can also put it on anywhere. You could put it on a baby's crib, put it on your computer. You could put it on an iPad. You can put it on a fridge. You can put it on anything that has 5G or Wi-Fi or gives off any electrical frequencies. All right? So you want to check out, I think it's amazing. And they're tested, and it works because it creates what we call white noise. All right? There's no such thing as a blocker. You can't block them. All right? But yeah, they are. They're good. I have one from China, wondering if really works. There's so many of them, and they don't work. Okay? And if you were to watch the show that I did with Dr. Howard Fisher, and it's in the it's in the Energy Medicine Guide in my library. Watch that and then tell me what you think. All right? And I'm going to have him come back on, actually. Okay? Because he's amazing. But we do have the best cell phone protectors, and we'll give you a money-back guarantee on that as well. Andrea, what is the best way to heal swollen gum area that bleeds? Well, the best way is using a Biotron light and using our Tesla coil that we have here. That'll stop it right away. But I would use, you can use castor oil for oil pulling. It's better than coconut oil. I would also use what's called our Tummy Love. Okay, not Tummy Love, but use our, let me see here. Healthy Mouth. You can use our Healthy Mouth essential oil, but if it's bleeding a lot, there means it's inflammation in there, right? And understand something. Anybody that's got bleeding gums and gum disease, you don't have gum disease, you have bum disease. You're actually rotting in your bowel, and that's why your gums are rotting. It's not from food you ate yesterday or the other day. Now, sure, if you never clean your teeth and there's food in there, it's going to add to the problem, right? But no dentist tells you that. But actually, gum disease is from bum disease, which is the rotting putrefaction in your large intestine. So, and you can take that to the bank. So I would be doing daily cleansing tea. I would also be doing tummy love. And then I would be doing spraying. I'd be spraying our Bright Eyes Fulvic in my mouth, and I'd be spraying Silver Bullet into the mouth as well. And here's the Silver Bullet spray. You spray that in the mouth and the Fulvic, and because, see, what does the silver, it goes in and neutralizes the bacteria that are eating away at your gums, okay? And then the Bright Eyes eye drops are good for the eyes, but they're good for the mouth, and they'll go in and encapsulate the infection or heavy metals and acidity and take it away, okay? And then I would do, like I said, the oil pulling with the castor oil. That's what I'd be doing, okay? Let me see here. But understand it is bum disease, okay? Julie, hello, Dr. Wolfe. I would like to order the SAC calcium for my 14-year-old son. Would Ozzo Jr. work for him, or would he need the Megagen? He'd need the Megagen. Anybody over 12 years old, he'd need the Megagen. Have him do it twice a day. That'll be enough, and you'll see the changes. It really helps for the physical and mental development of children like crazy. Nothing works like this, okay, that I know of anyways. Lulu, what can I do about having Helicobacter, bacteria that lives in the digestive tract causing ulcers in the intestines? Again, guess what? Daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold, you'll take care of it. It'll take care of it. All right. And then if it's really bad and it doesn't, you could be, you might want to take a look at your liver and then doing the ultimate coffee enema. But no, those three things will take care of it. And I want everybody to understand something. Again, if you were to ask me about the gum disease, about the bacteria in the stomach, about any type of inflammation, any type of autoimmune disease, it would be this product. Okay? I will tell you this much. I will make no claims about anything because everything assists the body in doing what it needs to do, and everything has a different vibration, and that's how it heals the body. And I will tell you right now that I have people doing 4 of these 5 times a day, and you want to talk about healing, because until you reduce the inflammation, you're done. Inflammation is cancer's mask and disease's mask in the body. So go ahead, take all these other things, but if you don't reduce that inflammation, you're never getting well. And that's it. Let me see. Let me see here. Amanda, I did the 12-day fast, opened a whole new world for me. It will, especially on an emotional level, on a spirited level. It's amazing. Do you have any tips for not going down the slippery slope of junk food again? And why am I getting yeast infection and sores in my mouth? Okay, believe it or not, when you do the fast, things are going to come out, okay? All right, here's the deal. When I worked on Janice's arm, her hand, when I worked on her hand, after the 20 minutes, her hand went black, if you look at the videos when we released them. Then the blackness came all the way down here. It was a black kind of red color. Now, guess what? What is black? Well, things go black when they die. So understand something. Her hands were always cold, and she had basically death in her hands. Okay? So what do you think disease is? Disease is rotting tissue, deteriorating, dying tissue. So if you go in there and you work on somebody physically and undo these knots, scar tissue, crystallization, calcium, then you're releasing the death vibe, aren't you? So that blackness, she went, oh my God, my hand's going black. I said, it's not going black. That blackness was, your hand was dying. And she goes, what do you mean my hand was dying? I said, well, you said that your grandchildren never liked you touching them. Yeah. And I said, guess what? Do you know why they call someone who's dead a stiff? Yeah, because they're stiff and they're cold. Well, doesn't that sound like your hands? Okay. So anyways, what were we at here? Let me think. Oh, the yeast infection was coming to the surface. So understand something. Everybody calls it a healing crisis. They never should have done that, okay? Oh my God, you got a healing crisis. Okay, what if I can't handle it? Run to the doctor. No, let's call it a healing celebration where things come to the top. The yeast infection, the yeast infection, you know what you can do? You can do really healthy implants. If you want to give me a call, I can let you know what I would do if I was in your situation. And what else did you say here? Cold sores in the mouth. That means that you are actually cleansing sores that are in your bowel. You're the last part of your small intestine, your large intestine. So you need to keep on doing things like the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, and black gold. So you uncovered, what you did, Amanda, is you uncovered that which was going to take you down, put you in the hospital, put you in the nursing home. That's what you uncovered. Okay? Good for you. See, like I said, people just don't understand healing, right? They don't understand healing. They don't understand that when you heal, you might be in bed and you can't move. You're exhausted. Well, that would say something, wouldn't it? Okay? When you're in pain, how do you reduce pain? Get rid of inflammation. No, you take drugs and you suppress that pain. I'm working with a beautiful lady right now, and she's been taking medication because she's nauseous all the time. She's had stomach problems all the time. So now I've got her on kind of a fast with some vegetable juicing and honey, lemon, and cayenne drink and just water, right? And so anyways, she took something for her nausea, a drug the other day, and I said, I bet it didn't work. And she said, yeah, it didn't. I said, guess what? I knew that. And it made you more nauseous. Yes, it did. I said, well, what you should think about is doing some therapeutic vomiting, because what's happening is if you want to cleanse the drug residues coming out of you, all the emotions that you couldn't process and you buried into your tissues are coming to the surface. I said, if I was in your situation, I'd take 3 glasses of warm water, drink them, massage my stomach, and I would keep massaging it, and I'd massage it until I felt really nauseous, and then I would be by the toilet. I'd put 3 fingers down my throat, right down as far, and then as soon as I feel like I'm going to throw up, I've got 3 glasses of water, so the hydrochloric acid and all that putrid acidity is not going to burn my throat. It's been diluted down, and keep your fingers there. Oh yeah, you're going to, they're going to get wet and they're going to get a little sticky. Big deal. Wash them when you're done, and keep them there until everything comes out. Now, you can get rid of migraine headache. You can get rid of inflammation. You can get rid of the worst stomach problems, So I'm not telling you to do it. This is what I used to do when I was younger, when I first got in the health business, and I would get these terrible headaches and upset stomachs, and I didn't realize that I was living emotional chaos, right? Okay. Lee, are the Tesla coils tools available for public purchase? Well, we have the sentient element, or are you talking about Tesla's original equipment? Today I actually showed people the original equipment that Tesla made. We have it. It's 100 years old. I'm serious. These machines we have 3 of them, are about almost 100 years old, and they work like in 30 seconds they can get pain out of the body. And no, they're very hard to come by. But you can get what's called a sentient element. Okay. Take a look at that on our website. Karen, any help for ascending aortic aneurysm? This is when the aortic wall becomes weakened and enlarged. Oh boy. Well, you know what? The heart is the record keeper. Heart disease is the main thing that women die from. Isn't that something, eh? The main thing that women die from. Broken heart. That's what they die from. Broken heart. And that's because women get a manual that's dysfunctional about love and health. And then they go out there and they're the main caretakers for their husband and for the family. It breaks anybody's heart. You're set up to fail. So, yeah, there is. What I would be doing is I'd be doing some Wolfe non-surgical gently and start pulling apart all the scar tissue and the fist around your heart that almost everybody has. And then I'd be getting on the curcumin cayenne. And I'd be getting on another product called FibroClear. Right? FibroClear. And because it's a systemic enzyme that'll go in there and start eating stuff up. But understand something. If you actually got on the perfect day diet, and then we got you on some juice fasting while you're on the perfect day diet, and then we put you into the Doc of Detox advanced water fasting, how about 6 weeks to 3 months? That's reversed. That's reversed. And it's got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with your amazing body. Okay? All we're doing is getting out of its way, and we're creating some amazing healing power. That's all. You know, I don't want anybody to think I make no claims about any of my products. Okay? They have my products have frequencies. Those different frequencies, just like an apple and a donut have different frequencies, right? Well, anyways, they go in and they help to assist the body to turn on the body's innate healing power that it already has, that's been turned down or has been choked off. All right? Chris, hello, Dr. Wolfe. And I'd be drinking all kinds of water, structured water. People don't drink structured water, and they need to. I'd also be doing, for that heart situation, I'd be doing Fulvic in all my drinking water. I'd also be doing Ormus minerals. Well, I'll leave that for now. I got something else, but I'll leave it for now. Hello, Dr. Wolfe. Have you used or heard of ASEA Redox signaling molecules? Yes, I have. And I think it's a good product. It's not my favorite product. I have some of the gel here still. And I know it's done some really great things for people. But again, I've already been down that road. It's for the money. I don't think it compares with other things I have here that are, I believe they'll do more. That's all. It's just a personal preference. Anybody who loves it, love it. Okay? What is the best thing to feed dogs? You should actually call Dr. Marlene Siegel, and then call my office. They'll give you her phone number. She's out of Tampa, and she has the best dog food and nutrition in North America. And whether you buy from her or not, then you'll have your starting point, and that's who I would go to for that. Now, as far as dogs go, I will tell you this much, that we will have our patients, they'll put their dogs on our daily cleansing tea, which is this. They'll also put their dogs on our black gold. They'll mix it in with their food, which is not here. Oh, it's back here. Okay. And that's our black gold. They'll mix that in with the food, and they will even mix diatomaceous earth in with the food if they find the dog has parasites. And most dogs do have parasites. If you've been feeding your dog not raw, really healthy food, then your dog's got parasites. And then I would take a look at a product called Fen, F-E-N-B-E-N, Fenbendazole, S-O-L-E, Fenbendazole. Check that out, okay? My 17-year-old daughter has anemia and occult blood in stool. Naturopathic doc wants her to do an upper and lower scope. We are both terrified of that thought. What are your thoughts on doing a scope? Well, for one thing, okay, now I'm not giving any advice here. I'm telling you that if it was my child, because guess what? They haven't taken away our rights, I don't think. I think we're still allowed to make some decisions about our own children. I'm not sure though. Maybe they changed the rules. Anyways, so I'd have her on the daily cleansing tea, and I would have her on the tummy love, okay? And just by doing those two things, I bet you won't have the blood. And the other thing is too many carbs, too much sugar going in your daughter, and she's 17. You don't know how much alcohol she drinks either. And then, you know, the craziest thing too, you really got to be open with your kids. You know what? And especially with your teenagers, you cannot punish them. Did you get that? 17 years old, if you cannot punish them. You punish them, you'll pay. They will hide everything from you. They will lie from you because it's a survival technique. You know, I learned that my kids could tell me anything they wanted, and I wasn't going to punish them. Yeah. And now you're going to go, well, that's just stupid. Yeah, like the other way works. Like punishing them works. Like punishment has worked for anybody. So I would really try to get a really great relationship with your daughter that she can tell you anything. Mom, I just made love for the first time last night. Really? Was he careful? Did he treat you right? Are you okay? I mean, it's going to happen, right? Right? So the more that you create, it's not, I didn't tell you to promote it. I'm just saying it's going to happen, okay? Everything happens. They're going to try drinking. They're going to try toking. They might even try harder drugs. So the reality is the more open you are, the worse you make your children feel like they're failures. When guess what? Did I do drugs? Yes. Did I drink alcohol? Yes. Did I lie to my parents? Absolutely. Did I steal? Yes. Did I smoke? Yes. Do I need to keep going with the list? So, you know, I'm going to be totally honest with my children. And when my children do something, I go, you know what? I did that too, and it didn't work out very well. So if you decide to do it, just know it didn't work for me, and it probably won't work for you. But just know that I'm always here to support you. Wow. Who is that guy? Who is that guy who didn't beat me up? Didn't call me stupid, right? All right. Doc, just ordered humic acid. What dose should we take? Oh, but just understand something. Your daughter, she's got blood. Now, is the blood red? Bright red? Because just internal hemorrhoids. If it's dark, it means it's coming from higher up. And just, you know, you could have a cut outside. Well, she's got a cut inside. And you know what? Go find out how many people are actually in trouble. And you know what? I say that if it's a true emergency, take her to the doctor. That's what they're there for. Don't make emergency out of something that isn't. And then try to really just see if you can allow the body to heal itself like it was meant to do. That would be really cool, right? Try not to react. Try to take positive action, okay? All right? Okay. Let me see here. Doc, I just ordered humic acid. What dose should we take to prevent the coronavirus? Believe it or not, 1 teaspoon in a glass of water is enough every day. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do more. But if you've got a weakened immune system, 1 teaspoon 3 times a day, right? That's what you want to do. Okay? And just remember something. When it comes to coronavirus, I've already kind of forgotten about it because, you know what? There. Keep the inflammation down. You know, the only one who's going to get coronavirus is somebody that their immune system's down because they have so much inflammation or they're so toxic. And bloody well, don't be drinking on a plane. And don't be eating their trashy food on a plane either. And make sure you hydrate on a plane with structured water. And go take a look at flying tips, tips on how to stay healthy while flying. I did a whole thing on it. It's like 40 minutes, but I go through it all. I give you all of the tips. So go to YouTube and check that out. And actually, Lewis, put that up in the DIY, right? Do it yourself, right? That should be in there. So I can just tell people to go there. Janice, is it okay to drink kombucha? Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm not a kombucha guy. Sometimes I like it. It's like, you know, a drink, you know, but I wouldn't overdo it. But kombucha is a healthy drink. So yes, of course it is. It's wonderful. All right, so let's start with the questions. What do you think of tobacco tincture? Someone I know says it kills parasites in the gut. What food is good to get cholesterol down? Oh, wait, don't you just love that? Do you want to know what food's good to get cholesterol down? When you stop eating sugar and flour and processed food and alcohol and anything else that causes inflammation in the body. And what is it? Well, if you get rid of all inflammatory foods and you eat a whole plant-based diet, you'll never have cholesterol problems. And understand something. I hope you get this, everyone. To take a cholesterol drug to get your cholesterol down and not change your diet is like taking a gun to your head. Your body's making the extra cholesterol to goop up the cracks from the acidity, from the pulling out of calcium out of your arteries. Did you get that? Because cholesterol is like candle wax, so it's trying to protect you. Go figure. Oh no, Dr. Wolfe, you are so wrong. You don't even know what you're talking about. You know what? The reason why we have cholesterol problems is because we don't take enough cholesterol drugs. So see, when you say it that way, it's like, well, that's not true. So why don't you look for the true cause? There's never been a drug that's been the cause of why you have the problem. The drug is to not have to look and take personal action and take your life into your own hands and make someone else responsible. It's called the shortcut. And you want to know something? You want to take a shortcut? You're going to get a lot of cuts. A lot of cuts. Okay. Kayla, hello, Dr. Wolfe. I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, colon cancer 2 years ago, going through traditional Western treatment, 3 surgeries, chemo, radiation, cyberknife radiation, but changed to plant-based diet, added supplements, meditation, yoga. What else can I do to help my body heal? So what I would do in a situation like this is call up and get a consultation by me. That's what I would do. So I'm not scared to say my consultations are $350. You'll never pay again, no matter how much we talk, how much tweaking we do. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth the $350? And then if you get the consultation and you don't think it was worth 10 times that, then just call up to Extension 1 and tell them that you want a refund. They'll look it up and give you your money back. So that's the deal, okay? So I think until you know how to create the perfect day on an emotional and physical level, you can look for all the silver bullet therapies you want, okay? But it was a lifestyle that actually, and it was a lifestyle and it was certain beliefs that created a personality that created this reality of cancer, all right? And the other thing is cancer is not the enemy. And understand something, when you have cancer, you need to look at the body as a whole. And even the cancer clinics around the world, the natural ones, don't do that enough. And remember something, you can always go away for silver bullet therapy, but make sure that you have a foundation that you know what to do from the minute you wake up until you go to bed, okay, on how to love yourself well. Love yourself well. And if you want, go to Quick Start at docofdetox.com and I'll email you 6-step process of different videos, things to watch and things to do, just to help to guide the ship. And it's not about cancer, it's about anybody, okay? Veronica, what is the best thing for UTIs, please? I take the daily cleansing tea. Well, that's great. But the reality is, if you've got UTIs, you've got tons of scar tissue in your pelvis and in your abdominal region. So if you can get Wolfe non-surgical, that'd be really cool. But the best thing for UTIs is to get on the Perfect Day diet, which is on page 37 in the Perfect Day Guide. But you can get it if you email to us at quickstart@docofdetox.com. So you're going to go on the Perfect Day diet, but you stay on that diet. You know what I really love is people will say, Dr. Wolfe, you know what? I just want you to know that when I was on your diet, I was feeling so good, but I don't feel good right now. Can you help me? Whoa, there might be a clue. So the reality is, if you can go on the Perfect Day diet as much as possible and And then what you got to do is understand that you would never have a UTI, well, at least 99.9% of them, if you didn't have a bowel problem. So we know you have a bowel problem. So tummy love, black gold, daily cleansing tea. Oh, listen, lots of curcumin cayenne 5000. Lots of it, okay? And you really want to do that. I would get into doing padding and clapping. Everybody, in about 3 weeks, I'm going to do a padding and clapping class. And we're going to send an email out to Facebook and everybody that's in our email list. So make sure you're there. You'll have to opt in. This is not going on YouTube. Okay? I think padding and clapping, when it's done properly, is so amazing. Okay? And so that's Dr. Wolfe, right? He's he's crazy guy. Well, let me just tell you something. This is you want to order this, okay? So if you go to Doc of Detox store, you can order one of these. And if you want to come on that show, I'm going to be teaching it, and we're going to show it, and it's not going on YouTube. And it's going to be shown that day. You're going to be taught that day. It'll be about an hour and a half class, and you'll have it. I'm going to teach how to do the whole body, and then that's it. Okay? All right? So if you want to be part of it. All right? Also, I would be doing belly button therapy, definitely, if I had a UTI. And understand something. Once you have a UTI, that means you've got scar tissue going on in the bladder, urethra area, and there's constant inflammation and infection. All right, so the other thing is we know that there's lots of webbing of scar tissue in there, so we want to try to get rid of that. So take a look at the Holy Grail of Healing video. You're going to get tons of tips, okay, because you want to do the pelvic activation squat. You want to do the pelvic enhancement board, the table where you put one leg up and one leg down. Open up that pelvis. You know what? It's really, you don't want to be all tight in here, right? And if you've got a UTI, I guarantee you, if you don't take care of this, did you know that 49% of the women today are leaking urine every day? Did you know that 33% of the women today are actually, their organs are falling down into their vaginal canal or falling out? Okay? All right. So something to think about. And that's where they're getting you, is the so-called healthcare system, okay, is taking all the emphasis away from the large intestine, which then pollutes the whole abdominal and pelvic region because we don't know how to care for it. Meanwhile, it's the Holy Grail of healing. Text, Dr. Wolfe, I did it. Fasting is amazing. Never in a million years did I think I would be able to do that. And yet I feel amazing. It's like there's all this drama going all around me, and I'm somehow disconnected from it all, which I love. I am also doing the Braveheart emotional course online. Thank you so much for that gift. And I'm also doing the mirror work every day. It's a new me. I got this. I know who this lady is, and believe it or not. So what happened was, she went on the perfect day, but she was carrying a lot more weight than she wanted, but it wasn't weight. Understand, when you're overweight, it's inflammation, guys. Inflammation. Okay, so then she ended up having an appendix operation, and then she asked me what she should do, and I said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to fast. And her parents and everybody said, she's crazy. You're nuts. You're going to die if you do this. Anyways, that's what happened. She's got her life back, all right? So understand something. I don't mind people not liking me. I don't mind people not believing me. I know the world I live in, okay? It's cuckoo, all right? And I'm telling you, I deal with this every day, and I mean every day I deal with this. And everybody in my office can tell you that. People calling, well, my family doesn't want, and I go, well, do whatever you want. But the reality is guess what? You're not going to have the body or the life you want. And the people that are telling you that, how's their body and how their life? Well, it's not that good. Well, there might be a clue there. Okay. Nicole, my son, who is 24, is allergic to all raw fruits and has been since he was a little boy. Any advice on what he could do? He's not allergic to fruit. He can't digest it. Okay. So the vibration, the energy in it. Okay. Did your little boy, see, here's the deal. That's where consultations with me work. Did your little boy get antibiotics when he was a little boy, like a baby? Or did he get antibiotics when he was in your tummy? Okay, so we just did a personal treatment and trading for a family here. And I said to her, oh my gosh. And this was her second oldest son. No, her youngest son. Sorry, she has 3 of them. Her youngest son. And I grabbed his hands and I felt and I went, whoa, he's got eczema. I said, wow. When did he do antibiotics? He never did. I said, yes, he did. Somewhere something did something. And she goes, oh my gosh. I had a round of antibiotics when I was pregnant with him. I said, there. So now it knocked out his good bacteria and it still hasn't restored. He's 9 years old. Time we get on that, eh? Okay. I'd say, and I know that this little boy has parasites. And I said that to her as soon as they came here. I said, this boy's got parasites. All right. So anyways, Paulina, children ages, oh wait, now, did I do that one? Okay. I'd have to know more, Nicole, because people aren't allergic to fruit. So I just want you to know that, okay? All right, your son has a problem with digesting it, so something got knocked out in his digestive tract that doesn't allow him to do that, okay? And that's the truth. And, oh, wait a minute. I don't believe in allergies. Thank you very much. Allergies are the inability to be able to break down a food or a toxin efficiently, and that's usually a liver problem or a digestive tract problem. Boom. Paulina, children ages 2 to 5 with flu, what are your good tips? I put the immunity essential oil on their feet and chest every couple hours and small amounts of liquid. Well, if it was my children, I would be putting also the silver bullet spray in their eyes. I would have them drinking the silver bullet liquid. You can buy a big container of it, or even you can buy a 2-gallon jug of this stuff, okay? So it's not expensive. And I would have them taking that. I would also be, like I say, spraying it in their eyes or putting drops in their eyes. I would also have them do a soak with a little pool of the silver in their ears, and I would rotate their ears and put a hot pack on there, leave it on there for 5 to 10 minutes, because it's like like this cave goes to this cave, which goes to this cave. It's all just one big cave. So we want to bring that down, and we know that when you put silver in the eyes, it goes into the bloodstream. So what else would I be doing? I would be giving my kids curcumin cayenne 5000. They'd be on no dairy, no gluten, no processed foods. And I'll tell you one thing. I would have them on, I would make up, I do every day. Well, look at this. Isn't that something? Lemon, cayenne, and honey. Guess what? And this is going to really give that coronavirus a hard time, believe it or not. Okay, so I would get like 40 ounces, boil it, structured water, and then I would put in just a pinch of cayenne, 2 big tablespoons of honey, and then I'd put in about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon, and I would give it to the boys to drink nice and warm, put it in their container, put it in their thermos, have them drink it throughout the day. And I would be doing that as well. Let me think, what else would I be doing? Well, I'd definitely be putting the boys on Humic, but if you put them on Tummy Love, you'll be helping the good bacteria, because Tummy Love has Humic and Fulvic in it, so you're chelating and you're also encapsulating any viruses. And I know you may not believe this, and people think not, but it's not. It's the truth. If you take our Tummy Love every day, or our Humic concentrate, if you're really ill, or your immune system's down, or you're older, you're not going to get it, because Humic encapsulates any virus that comes in the body. If you start taking the Humic after you get the coronavirus, it will stop it from spreading, but it's still going to be in the cells that have already gotten into. And I think that's pretty good, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, whoa. Every couple hours and a small amount of liquid, but shortly after throws up the water. Thank you. Well, you know what? If it was my child and they kept having that the stomach flu, I would have them drink as much warm water as possible. I would get a massager and I'd massage their stomach, and then I would actually get them to put their fingers in their mouth. And because guess what? We get up all that inflammation and get the bug out of their stomach. All right? They're going to feel better. They might feel exhausted. I used to take my kids and have them drink like as much warm water as they could until you could still hear the water jiggling in their stomach if you did this. And they might do this therapeutic vomiting 3 times, but guess what? They were tired afterwards. They laid down, and yeah. But I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you what I did with my kids. Listen, what I did with my kids is because I believed in what I was doing. If you don't believe in what I'm telling you, don't do it. And if you have fear about doing something, then don't do it. The fear is going to cause more problems, okay? Wow. So don't do it. Until you actually, oh my gosh, can you believe this? Can you believe that in this day and age that we don't know anything about our bodies and that we fear our bodies, that our bodies can't even heal? And that we actually keep going back to the same people that aren't healing our bodies? What a mess. What a mess. Okay. Renee, question. My hubby has an upper intestine issue where the upper intestine inverts on itself like a telescope when shutting. What do you think is the problem? Well, it's contracting because it's in spasm. And it might not be doing that. It might be flipping over on itself, because that happens too. It'll actually flip over on itself, especially down around the sigmoid area. And if it's actually contracting in on itself, then it's a spasm. So that's inflammation of some sort. What do you think is the problem? Of course, they want him to drink contrast and watch the way it moves through the intestine. He has been having bowel problems and has lost a lot of weight, but he also, he's bowel problems, lost a lot of weight. Well, we know he's got diarrhea. Okay, we know he's got infection in there, which means he's got inflammation. And what you do is you go from constipation to diarrhea. Diarrhea is the cure for constipation when somebody's unconscious and they don't know how to look after themselves. No offense to anybody out there. He is also making healthier diet choices. Well, he's not making them fast enough, okay, Renee? And he's not going to either. Men are the slowest things I've ever seen in my life. They can suffer forever. They're so stubborn. They don't make changes. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? They truly, they just don't. They don't. And, but understand something. If I did a consult on him, just a half an hour right now, we'd find out the problem, find out why, and we'd also find out there's no reason for this. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. 10 days to definitely no more than, in a condition like this, 3 weeks, he should be symptomatic free. And if he isn't, he's not doing the right thing. Jessica, hello, Dr. Wolfe. I'm 39 years old, and I'm 162 pounds and cannot lose weight. I have been doing HIIT, high intensity interval training. Well, you shouldn't be doing that, okay? I don't really know if that's the smartest thing you can do, because if you're 162 pounds, you're overweight, which means you're inflamed, and probably this whole thing is driving you crazy, which means that the more we stress, the more we worry, the more adrenaline and cortisol we drop into the body, the more acidic we become, and the harder it is to lose weight. Understand something. Guess what? The best way to lose weight in your life is to go on the perfect day diet. Oh, the next best thing is a carrot juice fast. Whoa, the next best thing is a water fast. And on a water fast, you're going to get rid of the disease, get rid of the inflammation, and lose the weight, and you're going to feel so awesome. So awesome, okay? If you want, you can call, you can get a consult. I'll guide you through. You know what? But you'll get rid of all this. For 30 minutes a day and eating a paleo diet with clean meats. Well, there's your problem, clean meats. Okay? How many cadavers do you need to eat to lose weight? Did you get that? How many dead animals do you need to eat to lose weight? Now, you might be thinking, oh, you're not very nice, Dr. Wolfe. Well, they are. They're dead animals. It's hard to digest. And it causes a lot of acidity in the body. And if you're overweight and inflamed, it means you're not digesting them, so they're putrefying and rotting in your stomach. Come on. You know what? We are so programmed. I have been following you for about 1 month and realized my gut is not healthy. Well, if your gut was healthy, you wouldn't have a weight problem. And when I say this, it's not like you should know this. So I'm not trying to be hard on you, because you've been programmed like the rest of us. My God, I'd be dead. If I wasn't a health practitioner, I'd be dead already. I am bloated all the time. Oh my God, there's the dead animal rotting in your tummy, down in your lower bowel. It's rotting in your bowel. You're not digesting it. And then if you're a blood type A, well, good luck with that one. I am bloated all the time, have joint pain. Of course you do. You got inflammation, sinus problems because you got fungus problems and inflammation, etc. I have been intermittent fasting for years. Well, you're not doing it right. I am on daily cleansing tea, black gold, tummy love, just started belly button therapy. Should I give my body a rest or do more of the rebounding and core work instead? I'd be doing a lot of curcumin cayenne to reduce that inflammation. I'd be drinking structured water. And if I was 162 pounds and I had all these problems, I'd be drinking a gallon of water a day. And it could be juice as well, like vegetable juice, or it could be the lemon and cayenne and the honey. But I would be doing a gallon a day. I'd be doing 2 quarts by 11, 2 quarts by 4, right? That's what I would be doing. And I'd be doing mainly, I would try to do salads, and then I would do blender drinks of berries like I state. I would look at the Zija Moringa protein powder. It's really great. But the reality is, you know what? If you were to do a 12-day advanced water fast, you drop 12 to 14 pounds, but you wouldn't just lose weight. We're not out to lose the weight. We're out to lose the inflammation, which means now that your digestion is going to come back. The only way that you can have your digestion come back is to send your digestive tract on a holiday, and that's called an advanced water fast. Now, so everybody here is so paranoid, schizophrenic about eating, okay? Because guess what? The food industry wants you eating all the time. That's what profits are about. The pharmaceutical industry wants you in pain all the time because that's what profits are about, okay? So you got to understand something. So we eat too much and we do too many drugs because we're so inflamed. And understand something. You can believe this or not believe this. I've done a blender drink today. I've done my lemon honey cayenne water. I did my SAC calcium water the first thing this morning. And I drank about 2 quarts of tummy love, okay? And I've taken about maybe, I don't know, I think I took 8 curcumin cayenne today. And I took a couple other supplements, but it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to show you something. All right? Does it look like I'm lacking energy? Okay. All right. So understand something. Eating is not efficient. It's not efficient. Okay? And if you're going to eat, then you want to eat foods that are already like pre-digested and say, hello, body, I love you. We're not going to take a lot of your time, not going to take a lot of your energy. We're just going to give you energy. Every time that you eat and you leave a meal and you feel tired after the meal, guess what? You just punched yourself in the face. Every time that you're bloated, you're rotting inside. Oh, wait a minute. I'm rotting inside? Yes, you are, which means you're rotting the tissue out in your lower abdomen, but where are you rotting it out the most? In your pelvis. Hello, endometriosis. Hello, myomectomy. Hello, hysterectomy. Hello, bladder infection. Hello, prostatitis. Okay? Hello, scar tissue in the fallopian tubes. Oh my God. Got to tell you this story. This is a true story. Okay. So anyways, we have somebody, and she says, oh, I really would like to get pregnant. I've got 2 children, and I lost a child, but I'd really like to get pregnant. So anyways, her sister came and took our non-surgical certification course. So her sister says to her, well, why don't I work on your pelvis? And she goes, well, I don't know if you can, because you know what? I'm supposed to go down to Vancouver, and they're going to put double mesh on either side of my pelvis. Are you kidding? One mesh is enough to ruin your life. Double mesh. Okay, you can believe this or not. She went on the Perfect Day diet. Her sister went and did the Wolfe non-surgical treatment, started taking the scar tissue apart, took her pain. Oh, guess what? I did an audio. Don't forget, Lewis. I'm going to give you the audio. Lewis is going to take the audio, and we're going to put it up as a 1-a-day on Facebook, and then get ready to just crap your pants. So anyway, she does the treatment on her, and then guess what? She goes down to Vancouver, goes in to get the double mesh in her pelvis. She would have been sterile for life. And do you know what he said to her? I don't know what they're talking about. Don't ever come back here again. You don't need mesh. Whoever told you needed mesh lied to you. It's on the audio, guys. It wasn't me. So I'm going to play this audio for you. And guess what? What happened when she went down there? Oh my God. She's pregnant. She had scar tissue in her fallopian tubes. And the deep tissue work was enough to bring up the blood flow and the heat that guess what? Now she's pregnant. So now she's on the perfect day diet and she's doing the right things. Before, guess what? She was all jammed up down there with so much inflammation. She said that if you were to measure her pain from 1 to 10, it's on the audio, so listen to it. She told her story. Whoop, there we go. London Bridge is falling down. So she told her story and she says it's 11. 1 out of 10, it's 11. I couldn't even live with the pain. That's why I needed to go and find out. And that's why they said I must have 2 hernias because there was so much pain in there. Go figure. Right? So now guess what? Because of the change of diet, because of the Wolfe non-surgical, and guess what? She's on some of these products and she's doing some of her energy medicine and she watched the Holy Grail of healing. Now she can be able to carry the baby. Why? Because her pelvic floor was rotting out. Why do you think women lose babies? Their pelvic floor rots out. And that's what's going on today. That's why the babies are dropping. There's not enough foundation to hold them in. Okay. Should I give my body a break? Okay. Also, I deal with hypoglycemia. Well, your diet's not right yet then. Okay. I'd be taking a look at, with what you told me, I'd be looking at doing ATP or I'd look at Divine Vine. Okay. Because they both have life crystals in them and they will jack your energy up and they will balance you out and they'll balance you right out. Okay. And if you've got hypoglycemia, get our super cinnamon essential oil, put it in your drinking water. You can kiss that goodbye. Okay. And it'll also get rid of your sugar cravings and often feel dizzy and tired after meals. Well, then you're not eating right. Sorry. You're not eating right. I just said that, didn't I? I am an O positive, so I crave grass-fed red meat. That's not true. People told you that. So O type can digest animal protein better, but guess what? O type also wake up with a big fat tumor in their gut. And they said, I never felt a thing because they have a stronger hydrochloric acid to break down the food. But guess what? If you're doing so good with the grass-fed, then why is it rotting in your lower pelvis? Well, because your stomach is digesting it because you have 40% more hydrochloric acid than A type, which is me, A type. So that means you can digest animal protein better, but it doesn't mean it's good for you. Okay, I appreciate any advice. There you go, love. Carol Lee, if you lose your core and have no tone, can you get it back? Absolutely. But you're going to have to get the Wolfe non-surgical pelvic treatment. And you're going to have to do the belly button therapy. And you're going to have to do the activation squat. And you're going to have to do the pelvic expander. So go look at the Holy Grail of Healing video. And you're going to need to go and do, well, I'm just telling you, if you want it all. You know, you can go halfway, 3/4 away, but if you want it all back, you can. But you're going to have to go through, like I said, the perfect day diet, juice fasting, and then the advanced water fasting. And let me tell you something. You know why they don't want you advanced water fasting? Because a 6-day advanced water fast in between 6 and 12 will release as much stem cells as $125,000 stem cell therapy. Go figure. Okay. Maria, I have a small polyp, which is a wart, abdominal tissue growth. They want me to get it out. So guess what? You can go cut it out, but guess what? You don't cut into anything if you don't have to. Now, is it an emergency? Is it life-threatening? How about going on and doing what we just talked, okay? Daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold, and how about getting rid of the inflammatory foods? Because the only reason why you're growing a mushroom, which is a polyp, in your large intestine is because, did you ever notice where mushrooms grow? Well, they'll grow in a cow field, especially where cows have plopped and the poop is rotting. That's the best place for mushrooms, all right? Because look at the colon is dark, moist, and if it's stagnant, you've got mushrooms. And that mushroom that's called your polyp, it will be reabsorbed by the body and gone, okay? Would it be okay to leave it, or what are my options? Well, I would really take a look at our work. I'd go and Everybody out there, if you were to go and email me at quickstart@docofdetox.com, and you were to go through everything I tell you to do, the 6 steps, and read everything, watch everything, you would be more intelligent than your practitioner. All right. So now, what does it mean if someone is not healthy and does not drink the daily cleansing tea, but they have diarrhea? Well, understand something. Diarrhea is the body's way of saying, okay, here we go. So you get constipation first, you absorb the waste, the liver gets beat up. Oh my God. Then it gets chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. Okay, then we start getting low back pain from the kidneys, and then we start getting infections in the bladder, and then all of this, we've been backing up on the lymph system. So now we start looking like a puffball because we have to retain the water to dilute the poison from the waste we're reabsorbing from what is supposed to be our sewer system and our immune system in our garden, which is now a cesspool that's spilling over into our bloodstream. So then all of the organs are up in arms, and they meet with the brain and they go, brain, you do something. You go down there, and the brain says, I'll tell you what, I'll take all the water, this extra water that this person is retaining to try to dilute the poison so that they don't create cancer cells in their body, and I'll shunt all the water down into the bowel, and now they got diarrhea. There it is. Like it or lump it, that's it. There's the science of it. So anybody that's got diarrhea a lot is going to lose 10 to 12, 15 years off their life. They're going to be exhausted. They're going to be irritated because they're so inflamed. There it is. Linda, love this. We'll listen to it over and over again. My gratitude for both of you for recording it and sharing it with us. When I do a 1-a-day fast, should I cut out my daily cleansing tea on those days? Yes, please do. Belinda, Dr. Wolfe, I was so impressed by this consultation. How can I get the same as what you did here for Tara? Do I need Tara and her husband Tim came here for a week? Okay. Do I need to book a personal consultation with you? That's the only way to do it. It sounds like she has been working with you for a while, and I know I really do need this. No, they haven't, love. You'll be surprised in how intelligent you are and how fast your body will heal. They have not been working with me long. But guess what? Tara, that was here for the personal treatment and training, booked for April. And then she's coming back for the July course too, because you know what she said? I'm changing my life. I'm going to become an international training Institute of Health world practitioner. And that's what they're going to do. They're actually going to get Peter, my IT guy, to start building their website right now. And they're going to create a health and wellness business up in Prince George. Go figure. So understand something. There's a hidden practitioner in all of us. Passion, purpose, I got this. Okay? Confidence is the key. 14, Patricia, I have been juicing for 6 weeks now, but I found out I'm hypothyroidism because I've been so tired and not feeling like myself. What fruits or vegetables would you recommend for that? Well, I'd still just, the celery, the carrot, only a little bit of beet. You can do other juicing as well. Take a look at the 3 juicing interviews I did with Sherry Calbaum, and I just did one last week. But here's the deal. It's actually your bowels and your liver. Patricia, if you would have been, okay, it's not the juicing girl, and hypothyroidism, please stop. Your thyroid's exhausted, tired, because you know what? It probably has blue light poisoning from the computer, all right? You've probably been constipated for years. You're dehydrated. Look at the thyroid gets really beat up, guys, okay? You can get yourself on what's called Iderol. Take a look at my website. It's a time release for the thyroid. But I guarantee you that if you started going on the daily cleansing tea, the Tummy Love, Black Gold, and you did the ultimate coffee enema once a day to twice a day for like 3 weeks to 33 days, no, you don't have a thyroid problem. How do you like it when your thyroid is getting whipped because all the rest of your organs are so gunked up? And there's the real true story. So now you go on the juicing, and you're telling everything to start detoxifying because you're bringing in all this high vibrational, but did you get the cork out of your bum? And did you change the filter in your liver that's never been changed? Nope, you didn't. Because I'll tell you, if you did, you wouldn't be feeling this way. Christine, does it have to be organic fruits and vegetables for juicing because of glyphosate? Or can we use regular vegetables and fruit as it is less expensive? Well, then I would take that and I would soak it in structured water and baking soda. And whether you want to believe this or not, but our fulvic acid will actually pull glyphosate out of the body, okay? Not that I'm telling you you want it or get it, but that's what the best remover of glyphosate is, fulvic acid, guys, okay? All right. It's like this. I can't get organic grapes right now. Haven't been able to for 4 months, and I love grapes. I love grapes at night. That's what I like. So I said to Lori, I said, no, let's go get the grapes. Let's soak them, and I want the grapes. So that's it. So I know that structured water, but I believe in that. If you don't believe in it, don't do it. I know that structured water and the baking soda soak is going to do it, and with all the fulvic acid I drink, so in the tummy love. Belinda, what would be the best juices that you could recommend for keeping UTIs under control? Daily cleansing tea. It's coming from your bowel. Your bladder got, okay, does anybody know where the bladder is? Do you guys know where it is? The bladder sits right behind your pubic bone. Oh, wait a minute. So the large intestine comes down and it becomes a sigmoid colon, and then your sigmoid and rectum is right behind the bladder. So every time you're constipated, you're putting physical and chemical pressure absorbing in on the bladder. And also, if your colon's weak, the toxins come in, and what can't be cleaned out by the liver goes to the kidneys. And when then it comes through, and that waste from your bowel, which should not have re-entered your bloodstream, comes in and it sits in the bottom of your bladder, and it inflames it on the inside, and it's getting flamed on the outside, and it's actually your large intestine. So you need to bring tone back into your large intestine. And why don't you drink more water? If you drank more water, we'd really roll with this thing. What time is it? 4 what? 4:40. Okay, let me see how we're doing here. I'm not doing too bad. I'm going to try to do these, but in 10 minutes I have to stop. Okay, guys? Oh, and UTIs, I already said that. You need to get Wolfe non-surgical work. If you did, I'm going to tell you, girls and boys, get Wolfe non-surgical on your abdomen, okay? And also you can do the belly button therapy too, and then on your pelvis. And you know what you're going to say? I feel free for the first time in my life. That's what you're going to say. Lola, hey, Dr. Wolfe, can I do a master cleanse while on Synthroid? Fever, hot flashes. Yeah, you can. Sensitivity to heat, sweating, headache, nervous irritability, and lithium medication. Symptoms include increased urination, diarrhea, vomiting. Okay, please don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you should call for a consultation so we can create a better system so I can understand, so that when you call me, because you could call me twice a day, that I'm right there, I understand, I got this, not like, here's what I got to do, bumping around in the dark. So the things that you've got going on here, you want to get out of this hole, you're going to need a strategy, all right? And you just told me a few things here that I don't even want to participate in unless we create the perfect day, all right? Misty, and I don't mean it that way, but at least, get yourself on the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, and Fulvic, all right, in your drinking water, and that's a good start right there. And if I was you, I'd be doing the ultimate coffee enema. Boom. Misty, Dr. Wolfe, I'm having major vision issues after I took Aimovig, FDA-approved CGRP receptor blocker, a shot for migraines. Do you think the Fulvic eye drops would help? I know that would help. And also, if you're in the area, we have an actual Tesla device that Tesla invented that actually will bring the eyesight back. I know that people don't want to believe this, But the gentleman that actually owned this device before I did, he had 4 people that were legally blind that now can see. So as far as macular degeneration or glaucoma or cataracts, with the silver, with the Fulvic eye drops, the Bioptron light, proper clapping, okay, to stimulate stem cells, and then by using our Tesla coil for the eyes, yeah, you'd be surprised what we can do. We can do miracles, because you are the miracle. Okay. But definitely start off with the silver bullet spray and the Fulvic bright eyes drops, and I think you'll be impressed. Tamara, hello. My massage therapist told me that my psoas muscles and glutes are tight. Can that cause many issues? Well, of course it can, but they're not tight. What you have is scar tissue. It's a scar tissue issue, and that's why things always come back. Oh, I've got a knot here. I've got a knot here. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, whether it's in the muscle, in the joint, or in the organ. It's scar tissue calcification or crystallization, and yes, you can turn this around. Let me tell you something. We are being limited out there, okay? Here's your option, A or B. What do you want? No. What about C, D, E, and F, and the rest of the alphabet? Carlana, how long does it take to start noticing the benefits of the daily cleansing tea? How about 3 days for the daily cleansing tea? And then follow the instructions, and then you want to go about, when you first start, for the first 6 weeks, you know, like 2 to 3, like not loose, but like a cow plop, so that it really shows you're loosening everything inside. Adriana, good morning. I remember seeing a Candida cleanse on your website, but I can no longer find it. Well, because I'm not really keen on them. I'm keen on the perfect day. I'm keen on the daily cleansing tea, the black gold, tummy love, curcumin cayenne, and just creating a daily lifestyle that will get rid of it. You know, Candida cleanses are not great. They go after the Candida, but they don't change the terrain. What if we were to change the terrain in your body and bring up the vibration and the Candida left? Wouldn't that be the way we want to go and the way we want to stay? Hi, Dr. Wolfe. I had a hiatal hernia, stomach bulging into chest through the diaphragm. Operation in November 2019. I've had problems with everything I eat, making me very gassy. Hiatal hernia. Okay. Gassy, burping constantly. It was a 4.5-hour operation. My stomach was on my lungs and I could not breathe well. My doctor said everything had to fall back into place, which would take a while. On the last, we noticed everything has moved back up into my chest, and doctor says that is as good as it will ever get, and I should learn to live with it. Is there any okay, first of all, let me tell you something. Who is this now? Okay, Marilyn, guess what? You come here, and I promise you that in 1 hour, I will pull that down. Did you hear what I just said? So now what happens is, from the surgery, the contraction and the inflammation, the contraction jammed everything together. The inflammation glued it all together with lactic and uric acid, and then all the fibers came together, and now they're stuck. And he lied to you. Oh, no, he didn't, because he believes it. That's right, he didn't lie. That's what he believes. You don't know until you know, and he doesn't know. But that's what he knows. So what he knows is what he knows, so he didn't lie. But I'm telling you right now that I'll give you a money-back guarantee that in 1 hour you can come on and you can let everybody know, or not, and you will go, wow, I feel amazing. And then we might have to go in there again, okay? But the reality is this doesn't have to be. And the longer you leave it, the more it's going to weld itself and freeze itself like rebar in cement. There you go. But if you want to call me, do a consult, I'll do what I can, long distance. But still, the reality is you should come. Joanna, Dr. Wolfe. Or I'll send a therapist there. Dr. Wolfe, a lot of us will benefit if you could share how to remove brown spots from the teeth, People used to smoke, but they do not smoke no more, but went up with brown spots from smoking. What to use to get rid of them? Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, definitely don't be using the regular toothpaste. I'm using charcoal toothpaste right now. I can't remember the name of it. And it's amazing. And I use a bamboo brush. Go on Amazon.com and they have a charcoal toothpaste and it tastes really good. It's pepperminty charcoal toothpaste. It comes in a black tube and then it comes with a whole bunch of bamboo brushes. You can get a set of them. Oh, wow. That's where I would start right there. Okay. Iris, what are some things someone can do if they experience sexual abuse as a child but doesn't have the opportunity to get body work or deep tissue release of emotions? Thank you. Well, what you got to do is go watch the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps in my library. And then if you like that, then what I would suggest is send in an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com. And in there, it tells you how to join. And I will give you my whole Braveheart course for free. Go through that 3 times. Learn how to forgive the person. And you're not dirty. And you are beautiful. And you are love. And you're created by God Almighty, which is beyond love. And that which created you has never judged you. Man made it up. So don't judge yourself. And anybody that's been sexually abused will judge themselves. And let me tell you something right now before I end the show today. Okay? I was sexually abused when I was younger. And I always thought I was really dirty. And who could love me? And I had really low self-esteem after that. And then finally when I started to work with myself and realized it was a happening. And that the person who did it was so messed up with their beliefs. And so I could feel dirty, make them dirty. I could feel crippled. I don't. It was just a happening in my life. And actually, for me to overcome it, it helps others to overcome this as well. And let me tell you something. Everybody listening right now, go to Facebook or YouTube and watch 9-year-old seduces priest. Okay? And I really apologize. I told her that I was going to start the show with this. And I was going to tell her all the things that she can do. So please call me. But here's the deal. This beautiful woman, she's 63 years old. She's going to come here for personal treatment and training soon as she retires in a couple of months. Okay? When she was 9 years old, the 2 priests sexually abused her. So anyways, when she started to get the deep work on her abdomen, she could smell diesel. And guess what? And I asked her, why? Why do you smell diesel? And she said, oh my God, you may not believe this, but that's where they sexually abused me, up against the diesel tank in the church. So by releasing the tissues, we release the issues. So, this is all about a work in process. But the reality is after she was sexually abused, she wouldn't allow herself to go to the bathroom. So she wouldn't poop. And every time she had to poop, she went into terrible pain. So was that emotional pain or physical pain? Well, it was emotional first, then became physical. So the reality is her mother said when she was sexually abused, she said to her, you know what? You must have asked for it. A 9-year-old girl. So you have to understand that the mother said that because the mother didn't want to be ousted from the church and she didn't want to be ousted from her social group. And what if her daughter was lying? Then maybe that God that created everything was going to send her to hell forever, which has got to be the biggest fairy tale I've ever heard in my life, because hell is in the mind and that's it. Because that which created the universe doesn't need a straitjacket, doesn't need Prozac, and it definitely isn't a grumpy, constipated, bearded old man that farts. For God's sakes, help us. So anyways, where was I going with this? So her mother then her father was an RCMP, which is an officer of the law, and he wanted to go against and make sure they were charged. And the church said, no, we'll take care of this. Well, she's 63 years old, and it never did get taken care of. So now she knows that she's got to take care of herself. She's got to love, honor, protect, and respect herself first and foremost, and know that she's a beautiful little girl. and she has to let that little 9-year-old out and rise again. And that's what I'm going to do. So if you're watching the show today, I apologize. I want to give you a free consultation. All right? So you call me up, and I mean it. That's my gift to you. Okay? You call me up. I'm going to do this consultation, and we're going to go through this on an emotional, physical, and spirited level. And we're going to let that little 9-year-old girl out of prison and understand something, okay? All right? Let me tell you something. As I said in my Facebook, love is the answer, but only self-love is the cure. And don't you give me any religious beliefs, because I'm never going to believe it. And if you give me a religious belief that you get from your church or your following, and it totally honors, respects, protects, and loves you as the angel, as the creation you are, I'll go with it. You give me where you're a sinner, you need to be judged, you need to be punished, and I will tell you something. That is toxic man. Are you going to tell me in a universe that has trillions of galaxies, that which created it is going to do this to us? How can we make ourselves so small? This is where mankind is not kind. Mankind is warped. And mankind makes rules, and they make us into fools. And understand, that which created the universe loves you. Always has and always will. And I will never bow down or ask forgiveness from any man. And understand something. This same thing, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to leave it for today. All right, everybody, there's my quick start. So go to quickstart@docofdetox.com and get started there. Okay, and understand something. If somebody says something to you and it dishonors you in any way, you walk away from it, okay? And just remember something. You challenge me, and you challenge authority. And understand something. I'm honored to work for you, okay? I'm honored to work for you. So when you're watching on our YouTube, don't forget to subscribe below. Make sure you click on the bell to enable notifications. And understand, every one of my shows are timestamped on YouTube. So you can go right to the question. Even the shows where I interview, we timestamp everything now. We want to make it easy for you, okay? We're here to work for you, okay? I'm going to prove something to you, okay? You matter to us. I am going to give you more free information, more massive personal take action information that you never have to call me, okay? Because guess what? We are family, and that's no story, all right? So be the glory story, all right, to your life. Be the hero you've been searching for. Be the practitioner you've always wanted. All right? Okay. So thank you for joining me. And don't forget, Wednesday, I have Andrew Wakefield, okay, the CDC whistleblower, live show. You don't want to miss this. He's fighting for your rights, okay? And then I'll be back here on Monday doing a Q&A with him. So write your questions down. And then on Tuesday, I'll do my regular Q&A. And for you practitioners out there, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. God bless everyone. And never forget, the power to heal is yours. Every time you feel fear, you don't like something, or you do something that you know is not you, just 3, 2, 1, I got this. There's a new sheriff in town, and that's called self-love, self-care, self-awareness. Take care. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.